Hello everybody! So today I wanted to make a follow-up video of a video that I made 3 years ago. The aforementioned video is called My Language Notebook. I made that video 3 years ago. People seemed to enjoy it, so I thought I was going to make a follow-up video of something a bit more in-depth. But before I do that, are you new to my channel? Welcome! I make videos talking about language learning, me learning Korean. I've made videos talking about my eating disorder recovery. I've made videos talking about Switzerland and German language differences in general. I've made videos talking about Korea because I currently live in Korea. I've made videos even more specifically about daegu. If any or all of that sounds interesting to you, why not stick around? Because why not? Today I wanted to make a video going through my Korean notes. When I first decided to learn Korean, I wrote everything down into one singular notebook. That notebook filled up really fast. I needed a second one, a third one. All of those notebooks are in storage in Switzerland because when I moved to Korea, I decided that I'm not gonna bring heavy book weight with me. Instead, I just purchased new books. When you buy stuff in Daiso, it falls apart like super fast. This was my first notebook that I used here in Korea. It was a 3-pack for 1,000won for 1,000 won. That's pretty good. The problem is the quality of this is awful. So it wasn't as good as I would have liked it to be. As you can see, there's like holes in it. These here are my rough notes. I will sit with a teacher and I will just talk to the teacher in Korean. And whenever she says something that I'm not quite sure as to what it means, or if I'm not sure how to use it myself, I will question her about it and then I'll write it down. That's kind of how the rough notes come to exist. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and by a little bit I mean I'm a perfectionist. This one is a ring notebook with an elastic band around it. I don't know what they're called. The work includes story. I love weird English on notebooks. I don't know why. This one is basically now my rough notebook. If I have any homework for a teacher to go over, this is what I'll write it in. Anything that can have corrections on it, that's what I'll use it with. Still pretty much the same thing. So my teacher will have me translate questions from English to Korean. She will correct those questions, and then for homework, my job is to answer those questions in Korean. The further back we go, the messier it becomes, just learning more and more. As a rule of thumb, my rough notebooks will be from Daiso because Daiso is cheap and I don't care about ruining it. This one, my actual clean notebook one, that one is from Artbox. I think this one was 6,000 won instead of 1,000 won or 2,000 won because I wanted something a bit more sturdy, a bit more aesthetically pleasing, I guess. There's nothing written in it. The pages are blank and I'm filling them up. I wrote the date when I first bought this notebook. It was in May 2019. I've made videos in the past talking about different learning styles. And in order for you to be able to maximize your ability to learn languages or study for anything really, you should know what type of learner you are so that you can study with a method that really works for you. What are the 7 types of learners? One of my learning styles is repetition and seeing things. After a lesson is completed, in the same day usually or the next day, I will write down whatever I have in this notebook into the clean notebook. Especially when it comes to verb endings, Korean has a lot of those. I will always give it a own little chapter because I find it important that I'm able to find it very easily. I find it important that the language that you're learning stands out and doesn't just have the same color as your native language. I will always assign the more important language, the one that I'm learning, the more important color. Korean is always written in green and English is always written in black. Blue is the color dedicated to side notes. I will write the title of vocab and then I will write all of the vocabulary that I have. It is a lot of vocabulary. It's a lot. When specific words have a connection to each other or they're of the same topic, then I will draw a line right next to the word and I will give it a little subcategory. I've only recently started doing the subcategorizing thing. The one thing that I would always find myself doing is looking for a word only to have to go through the entire notebook and not being able to find it and having to go back to Papago either way. I don't want to have to rely on translational services. I also have my friend who's really good at draw me a human body so that I would be able to label it. I wanted it to kind of fit into my aesthetic, so instead of printing out a photo of a person and then labeling every body part, I had him draw it. I can do the native Korean number system to a point. I can count to 10, but then as soon as we hit 20 or 60 or 30, I have no idea how to say it anymore. 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 90. It's a lot of at the end. If ever I feel stuck with learning Korean or I feel like I'm not really progressing at all, I will do a Talk to Me in Korean lesson and then basically write the entire PDF into the notebook, which also can be really helpful. And I will try to write my own sentences, have a Korean friend correct them, and then write it in the notebook. That can be really helpful as well. So yeah, that is basically my Korean notebook and how I've been able to maintain learning Korean thoroughly. If you have any questions regarding my Korean notebook, then let me know down in the comments. I'll reply to as many as I can. But for now, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can stick around till when I make a new one. I hope you drink lots of water, get lots of sleep, and this is the end. Bye!